Welcome to a evening of meditation, ranting, and decaf coffee with yours truly, Adrian h.a.dragan, who died during this COVID. Encourage you all to go get tested, get vaccinated. Yours truly received 2 jabs, and I'm willingly loving to go get the third. Is hear the news that in Israel they're on the way to giving the third COVID vaccine. Now, I think I had COVID. I'm pretty sure I did before mass testing was available. It was very sick, killing disease. It was like death, pestilence, and disease. Thought I was gonna die in many ways. Did die. I was truly being reborn with every step, every push-up, every hug, every marching step, dancing move. Coffee that I drink, food that I eat, sunlight, sun ray that hits my body, moonlight that I gaze, and star that I count, and grass and flowers that I smell or see. With every second as being reborn as Adrian h.a.dragan, yours truly androgynous pansexual founder of the dancing goddess and the dragon empire, which the emblem of the dancing goddess you can see. The goddess dances with her brother the sun to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes. The dancing goddess and the dragon empire, which you can see the emblem there, are one empire under the stars, under the sun, under the moon, on earth, for world peace, international security, international justice by securing global freedom, by securing the 3 elements of civilization: food, housing, and transport for all, which is the mission, vision, and philosophy. Securing food, housing, and transport for all by a public-private partnership, which I'm calling the all willingly living to join, local, national, and international, for world peace. This is decaf. It's 10:23 EST PM. Hawk Island. Just finished a day of volunteering a few hours ago. Volunteered a few hours in the community. I'm also a past, present, and future willingly living community volunteer. And the dancing goddess and the dragon empire, yours truly, Adrian h.a.dragan, founded thereof during COVID. Paradoxically, of course, the Dragon Army, which I'm calling the creation of, is since the COVID-19 health and financial crisis resembled the scenario which I've created right here in this room, office, and temple in 2019. Where I've created a new training program named, officially titled, General War Integrated Total Body Training System. 7 words: General War Integrated Total Body Training System, known as the 300 Workout. Created it in 2019. Yours truly, world peace advocate and independent student, scholar of history, wars, geopolitics, civilization, and independent security analyst and theorist, was alarmed by what was transpiring in the world, namely the US-China trade war, the arrest of Meng Wanzhou, subsequently the arrest of 2 Michaels, Michael Kovrig, Michael Spavor, and other historical events such as the Pearl Harbor event. I was saying, from what I was analyzing, that we're on the path to World War III. So created the new training program called General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300 Workout, of which I performed my 210th session 2 days ago, Friday. So 90 to go, or 209, so 91 to go. More. Paradoxically, of course, the COVID health and financial crisis, there was a stock market crash which occurred February 20th and ended by April 7th due to COVID in real time. And in my scenario, it was a fictitious stock market crash. In the scenario, which was fictitious, that triggers World War III and the subsequent blaming on the US, on the Trump administration. Beginning of the trade war, on Trump administration starting the trade war with China as being the main factor of the stock market crash and global financial collapse. And thus, in my scenario, stock market crash, global financial collapse, triggers World War III, and now on COVID, my trinity has not changed and will not change. This is my trinity on COVID, yours to lead on a dragon. It's trinity on COVID, first and foremost. I do not know what caused COVID. Second, I believe it was snakes to human beings. And third, cannot rule out another possibility. such as a man-made virus, bioweapon accident in the lab, or XYZ experiment gone wrong. Since I don't know for sure, although I believe it was snakes transmitted to human beings, COVID-19, cannot rule out another possibility. But that stated, what I do know 100% without a doubt is that 93 days before COVID, yours truly, h.a.dragan, world peace advocate, independent student, scholar, student of history, civilizations, war, geopolitics, and independent security analyst and theorist, created a new workout training program designed to go hand in hand with the World War III scenario. After I was saying that we're on a path to World War III, paradoxically, as a world peace advocate, still calling for world peace via the dancing goddess and the dragon army by securing food, housing, and transport by a public-private partnership, and the creation of a global central bank to issue a universal unit of exchange by my theory put into practice of debt refusion, refusing all existing public and private debt in order to finance two institutions, the dancing goddess army, to organize mass dancing events across the world in order to attain harmony between civilization and nature, mass finance dancing in order to mass clean the oceans, rivers, waterways, lakes, forests, in complementary cooperative covenant, the Dragon Army, which will secure food, housing, and transport for all. The Dragon Army, paradoxically, I've been calling the creation of since July 24th, 2020, in the midst of COVID, after I've seen that my scenario resembles COVID. Calling on all willingly living and create the Dragon Army, officially called International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, in order to from all existing public and private security forces, and just like I've envisioned in my scenario, the mobilization of 1% of adult population from NATO member countries, North Atlantic Treaty Organization member countries, NATO. There are 30 member countries. I'm calling Israel to become the 31st ASAP. Member countries. Now, I said I think pretty sure I had COVID, although got my 2 vaccines and got 3 negative tests. Albeit before mass testing was available to the population in Hawk Island, aka Montreal, North America, Canada. I was sick ill and disease end of January until February 20th, 2020. It was like death, like pestilence, like disease. So many ways, yours truly, an H-born did die. As in being reborn with every step, every meditation, every sunlight, every volunteering, every push-up squat that I do, HOC, which are part of my general war integrated total body training system workout, efficient, effective, simple total body training system, and the examination for anybody willingly living to be a member of the Dragon Army. For world peace, international justice, global security by securing the 3 elements of civilization, food, housing, and transport. But after we have secured those 3 elements of civilization by the Dragon Army, the food, the housing, and the transport, we'll be able to encourage people to volunteer, work out, train, exercise, do community work, and reward them. For brothers and sisters, subjects, citizens, allies, supporters of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire and the non-sectarian empire under the sun, non-sectarian in all principles, and for securing freedom, and thus enhancing international justice by securing the 3 elements of civilization, food, housing, and transport, locally, nationally, internationally. Then we can afterwards encourage people to work out, train, volunteer, exercising, training, working out, has-beenism will be medicine and therapy for me. And I believe it is so for many. It's working out, training, exercising. Encourage people to work out, train, volunteer, and then have more integration of all public and private security forces by the Dragon Army on all levels of society, so that people can not only be the specialization since 1984 since has occurred and with discord in society to make our integration by the fast learning modalities and in on the place on time demand in the economy, a balanced, harmonized equilibrium society by universal revolutionary centrism, which is yours truly, social, political, financial philosophy for the 21st century, not communism, not fascism, not extreme left, not extreme right, but a universal revolutionary centrism, which yours truly, h.a.dragan is, universal and global, international, worldwide, revolutionary as it concords the mission, vision, and philosophy of creating the two institutions by the global central bank, issuing a unit of exchange, universal unit of exchange by biometrics, the hand, the voice, and the eye are unique biometrics. And this to concord a public-private partnership, create international citizen integrated social security force from all existing public and private security forces, armed forces, first of NATO and our allies throughout South America and Africa and Middle East, and extending the hand of peace from the west to the east. Securing the three: food, housing, and transport, that will balance the public-private partnership and the individual, the society, the individual and the collective, will secure freedom, food, housing, and transport secured by the Dragon Army and the public-private partnership. The Dragon Army to be infused, amalgamated, and integrated from all existing public and private security forces and institutions worldwide. The Global Central Bank to be created by Debt Refusion Theory, which I have written many past years, struggling with chronic illness, chronic unemployment, loneliness, this Hawk Island, Montreal suffering, suicidal, depressed, struggle. The libraries of Hawk Island became my home, second home, and the books my friends read thousands of books and written many thousands of poetry, many pages of theory for social, global, and securing freedom mainly as a general theme, of which the Debt Refusion Theory, maintaining the complexities of the financial universe and simplifying them for the creation of a global central bank by a unique, simple formula X. X to mean symbolize the private debt, of which if I am X1, my private debt is 10,000, you're X2, and there's hundreds of millions of X's, putting them together with the Y's. If Y is the public debt, such as the country of Canada, United States, Germany, Israel, taking Y1, if Canada, Y2, United States, Y3, Germany, Y4, Israel, and so forth, of the 77, 93, or 156 countries in the Alliance of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire Phoenix People's Party, which is the political financial arm, the anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, pro-love, universal revolutionary centrist political party for world peace, international justice, securing global freedom. Yours truly, Adrian, h.a.dragan. So that debt refusion theory put into practice, taking all existing public and private debt, all X's and all Y's put together, given the number in US dollars, creating the global central bank to issue a universal unit of exchange by biometrics, integrated with all public and private institutions and organizations in the Dragon Army and the Dancing Goddess, to finance by this Debt Refusion and the Global Central Bank these two institutions, the International Integrated Dance League, the official name of the Dancing Goddess Army, to organize mass dancing events across the world, for mass cleaning oceans, rivers, waterways, lakes, in complementary covenant with the International Integrated Social Security Force, the Dragon Army. Today I want to do a little bit of meditation, a little bit of discussion as a universal spiritual teaching student, how we can concord a spirituality of purpose and pleasure. Hygiene, the body is a temple for purpose and for pleasure. And to clean the hands, I've noticed, unfortunately, with the relaxation of the COVID measures, a lot of people go in public buildings, whether a grocery store, a bank, office, or store. See, this is disinfectant liquid form. See, it's dripping. I'm gonna rub. You gotta do it, my brothers and sisters, because our hands carry germs, disease, bacteria. Bacteria, germs, disease get us ill. Also the psychological aspects. For I will to all my allies and armies to bless them as I'm rebirthing. Joy, healing, financial security, power, strength, wisdom, understanding, knowledge. In my name, Adrian, h.a.dragan, Adrian, h.a.dragan, being reborn, Dragon Zero. Yours truly, the priestess or the goddess, androgynous, pansexual. Perhaps abomination to some. Keep your 2-meter distance in public. The Dragon Army will have to ensure citizens who want to distance themselves for 2 meters from others have the security and the freedom to do so in public. Right now in this room, often temple on the ground. If I will, I can put stop, close the blinds, get naked, start dancing. I love to rock and roll, butt naked, if I want. Get dirty, if I want, in private. Although I share a lot of my private, since it is important for me as the opportunity of somebody who's trying to bribe yours truly, Adrian being born, reborn as Adrian h.a.dragan with. Supposedly they got a film of me in a sexual compromising position, but I laughed. I said, I'm open about it. I am Rainbow Dragon. I've repressed bisexual, pansexual, homoerotic, interracial desires for more than 13.3 years. Rocking in the free world. And I've been open, bisexual, pansexual, which includes being bisexual, being gay, being lesbian, being pansexual, being non-discriminatory, sexually with consent, of course. But nonetheless, I laughed. I said, it's possible, you know, the hacking in a parallel life science, innovation, technology would have been a chosen path for yours truly diverged. Maybe recently during COVID, my parallel life as a scientist, innovator in technology in a parallel life with a perhaps grown up in Germany, and it's a half Yid, half Ashkenaz, half Yid, half Jew, would have immigrated to Israel young and would have been perhaps part of the NSO Pegasus group itself. Joking aside, privacy is important, of course. But on the NSO Pegasus, my trinity is that first and foremost, any unwarranted misuse of abuse, spying, hack, or whatever is unwanted, unwelcome, and should be avoided. Second, I believe that the NSO group created Pegasus, as they state on their website, for the greater good, as I firmly believe. During this COVID, as I thought I was gonna die in the January until I got to February 20th when I healed. 2020, I had COVID. It was like death, pestilence, and disease. I founded the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire and the Phoenix People's Party for the greater good in a non-sectarian way, universal, revolutionary, centrist, not communist, not fascist, a universal, revolutionary, centrist. I believe the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, calling all willingly loving, local, national, and international, from all continents, 7, from east, west, north, south. I created it and made it. Phoenix People's Party, the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, for the greater good. None is the soul's Pegasus. I am first, unwarranted misuse, abuse is unwelcome, unwanted, and should be avoided at all costs. Second, I believe it was created for the greater good, as stated by official NSO position. And third, do strongly not only encourage but advocate, plead that the Pegasus and NSO's capabilities should be used within allies, NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization member countries, which are 30 of them. This is ruled to be the 31st, calling on perhaps tomorrow morning by 3 o'clock, if not afternoon, if not ASAP. Be NATO member, the Alliance of the Dragon Army, International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, and to be used with NATO, Israel members and Alliance and for the Dragon Army to secure food, housing, and transport, and the rest. By the enemies of freedom and terrorism and what have you, as for drugs, and for legalizing most drugs, as Portugal did, cocaine legalizing, marijuana, cannabis, which sometimes, rarely on occasion during the Sabbath, the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire Sabbath, which ended 3 o'clock p.m. EST, begins Friday, Hawk Island, formerly known as Montreal, at midnight. It's 37 hours, 49 minutes, 42 seconds, almost 38. Almost 38 hours, almost 38 hours Sabbath, for the recreation, rejuvenation of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon by youth, not only, but mainly. That's my belief. And again, I share a lot of my private struggles, pains, sufferings, ordeals, poverty, financial precariousness, chronic illness, struggling with addiction, struggling with depression, suicidal tendencies and impulses. Less, so I'm coming out as bisexual, being rainbow, pansexual 7 years ago. It was a great step forward, since repressing feelings or emotions is not help us. Admitting them, even whatever it is that a person deals with, struggle with, it's better sometimes to just admit it. It's hard to admit some things, right? It can be very tough. And then to use skills, grow the skills to do, to offer, in a non-selfish way. Also part of the selfish, because I have a lustful side, I have a darker side, I have an issue, I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be a saint, to be perfect. You know, I lust, smoke a little bit of weed once in the Sabbath. And deals with anger, with emotions, negative emotions. I've dealt, still dealing. Haven't reached perfection. It's not easy being human. And hard to admit sometimes the things we deal with. Thoughts or feelings, emotions. And emotions and feelings are important. The irrational world is as important as is the logic, the mathematics, the divine feminine. I say the dancing goddess empire, or to me there's no god without the goddess. And the goddess dances with her brother the sun. It's a mystical philosophy underlying the dancing goddess army. It's like the dancing goddess dances with her son, the brother the sun, her brother the sun, to make, create, and produce all ALL fruits, vegetables, and legumes, even those which back in the days 3,700 or so years ago, from all we know, that story of Jacob who struggled all night and got injured, being born as Israel, was blessed. The children of Israel story, Western civilization, the Genesis, although it's more mystic, more complex, it's not literal. But the goddess who danced with the brother the sun even back then to create, make and produce grapes, wheat, honey. Well, honey from the flowers, from the bees, from the flowers were created by the dance. Give the bees credit. But nonetheless, the products, the dates, the grapes, the fruits, wheat to make the bread, to make the beer, back in ancient Egypt, were made and created and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. Even the roads, the aqueducts in Rome, and harvested by brothers and sisters, farmers back then and now. August 1st in Hawk Island, formerly known as Montreal or New York, or Berlin, Tel Aviv, Beijing, Lagos, Johannesburg, Sao Paulo, across the world on the 7 continents. The goddess makes now the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. Now the sun's rising over Japan, the Koreas, North and South, China, India, Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia, Laos, Nepal, Malaysia, Bhutan, Vietnam, Thailand, Sri Lanka, Singapore, the countries of Asia, East Asia, Asia. The sun is rising now for those countries, right? That dance makes and creates products and fruits from the black, fertile earth, the green, the water and the rain, the golden rays, the heat of the sun, the brother of the goddess. It's made back then and it will continue to beg long after yours truly, h.a.dragan, is gone. Wrap my body in those 3 blankets, dear friend, oftentimes teacher, the one I love and call sisterhood, or that trinity. Sister, friend, teacher as a 4th dimension of being, for the moment my one of only financial sponsors when answering straight these pants. Best pants I ever had. And filters from yours to drink cleaner, purer, healthier water. And the apparatus, the gadget. Still waiting for my first PayPal donation, my first YouTube commissioning a video, yours truly, h.a.dragan, on any topic, on a dance, workout, dedicate a workout dance. Just write to me and yours truly. I don't respond personally to comments, very rarely. My official volunteer representative, yours truly, Raziella Yellwork. I'm getting there. They laugh. Use gender neutral pronouns, they, man, woman, androgynous, like yours truly, androgynous. Raziella Yellwork, Raziella Yellwork, my official volunteer representative. This woman can't afford to hire financially, but I think we're loving those volunteers. They will respond to you. Proceed if you want to commission a video to send money via PayPal. Finance the Dancing Goddess or the Dragon Army. If you're renewing pamphlets, go the neighborhood of Westmount, knock at some rich folk. Put them to dance for world peace, international justice, and global security. You know, Dragon Zero's message to the leaders of the free world is simple and direct. If you don't know, and you bore the patience of, although this video is not the best quality with this integrated camera, still the voice is more important than the superficial appearances sometimes. Leaders of the free world, drop down, give Dragon Zero 13 push-ups with love and for the sake of world peace. Pretty straightforward and direct. Sometimes I think best is to be straightforward and direct, and sometimes I'm straightforward and direct. I was laughing with a friend, he said that's an Israeli trait from Israeli suburbs, born in Israel. The Australian past life was not only twice an American, born in the USA, 718 miles down, way down, that's south. Mark Island, so I'm pointing south. The south. 156 years ago, served in the US Army, but past life was an Israeli, and alongside Moshe Dayan. Great, the patch with the eye, Moshe Dayan. And interestingly enough, still with the when I'm Moshe Dayan of Israel, I was just hearing in the news about the Taliban. I don't want to talk about the Taliban, but I remember there was talking about also one Mullah Omar, the founder of the Taliban. From what we know. I said in a parallel life, science, innovation, technology would have been a chosen path. I said my Trinity on the NSO's Pegasus first. I'm going to say it again since it's been in the news. First and foremost, it's unfortunate. It's unwanted, unwelcome for abuse, misuse of the software to take place. Spying, journalists, human rights advocates, whatever have you. It's unfortunate, very unfortunate. It should be avoided. Second, believe in NSO's general mission statement that it was created Pegasus for the greater good. I believe I created Dancing Goddess and Dragon Emperor and the Phoenix People's Party for the greater good. So universal revolutionary centrism, non-sectarianism, spiritually non-sectarianism. Although I believe in one human race that's struggling past decades to be a free race. But we gotta secure freedom and define it. I believe those securing public-private partnership, Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, a public-private partnership of all institutions and corporations, securing food, housing, and transport. Once we have those three secured, we can encourage people to work out, to train, to exercise, to do community work, to do volunteering, and reward people by integration of all with the technologies that we have, all social media, Facebook, Instagram, telecommunications, satellites, Elon Musk. I'm inviting Elon Musk. I'm a fan and admirer of SpaceX, PayPal, Tesla. I don't own a car, but it'd probably be a hydroelectric one. If I would ever, probably a Tesla. I have this idea to make for the Dragon Army, Dragon, and a public-private partnership to work together. All technology, corporations, and a public-private partnership to make Dragon trucks across the North America and our allies. To have red is the official color of the Dragon Army, and green the official color of the Dancing Goddess Army. And, they have the trucks to deliver food, housing, and transport. So the Dragon Army to have their XYZ perimeters, and with drones and telecommunications and satellites to feed and data on the daily. To have XYZ region secured, food secured, Hawk Island, 98% population food secured, 37% have in case of COVID mutations, Delta variants, another pandemic in future generations, their 40-day rations in case they need to isolate for XYZ pandemic reasons. Envision their little fridge, every citizen to have 40 days for each citizen, can be stacked of all ages. 40 days, their little fridge, personal citizen Dragon Army fridge, in case isolation, in case people need to be isolated again, or COVID mutates variants, Delta variants is alarming in Canada for us now. Again, get vaccinated, get tested. In the future generation of the Dragon Army, the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire. The Dragon Army officially called the title International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force to integrate, mobilize, just like seen in my scenario, 1% of citizenry, mass, mobilizing 1% of NATO country citizenry, integrate, create International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, aka the Dragon Army, with all existing public and private security forces and armed forces, fused, new, International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, aka the Dragon Army, in order to mass finance and secure food, housing, and transport. And then people can go learn, can be approved, to go travel, choose recreationally with other fellow citizens of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, citizens, subjects, and allies, to work out, train, exercise, dance, get dirty but get clean, learn new about new cultures, about history, and do, and offer and get done, and pleasure, massages, you got lotion, one massage, you got food I'll serve, you got music we'll dance. Decaf, some more. The general mission, of course, of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire by the Phoenix People's Party, the anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, pro-love, universal revolutionary centrism as is embodied, of course, in the mission, vision, and philosophies of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire. World peace, international justice, by securing global freedom, by securing for all citizens, subjects, allies of the empire, non-sectarian empire in all ways, food, housing, and transport. Counterbalancing, of course, with the Dancing Goddess Army to organize mass dancing events at all levels. Can be have dancing professionals, twerking is okay. Yep, Hannah can twerk, you can bet on that. Not good, but I can twerk, I can rap. You didn't know I'm an underground rapper. Wanna be underground? I've been an underground rapper since 1996. my little proof test. For my scenario, I have also proof documented my fitness journey. So first session of the General War Integrated Total Body Training System AKA 300 was October 17th, 2019 under my other YouTube channel, Ra. Isis is for the goddess name, one of her thousands of holy names, and the sun is still there, although we don't know the true name of the sun. Shemesh, maybe Shemesh. That one that rose on Jake when he struggled with that entity and had to be let go of. So dawn has broken. Genesis chapter 32. Let me go, let me go, let me go. Why are vampire creatures of the night? And so the dancing goddess in the dragon empire, yours truly, h.a.dragan, androgynous pansexual abomination to some. Keep my holy, sacred, and divine name out of your mouth, if it's not for a blessing. You have been politely warned. Keep my holy, sacred, and divine name out of your mouth, if it's not for a blessing. Keep my divine, sacred, holy name out of your mouth, if it's not for a blessing. Adrian, h.a.dragan. Universal spiritual teachings. I'm gonna go quickly, a few minutes. I'm a universal spiritual teaching student, believe in balance. My theory, of course, is that, or not just theory, but knowing that the spirituality, and I'm a non-sectarian in spiritual beliefs, although the dancing goddess, army, obviously I believe in. There's no God without the goddess, divine feminine, whatever you want to say. I'm going to say goddess. I'm going to reveal the truth here is yours truly. Was a servant in the Temple of Solomon. First Temple of Solomon. The mistranslation there. I said Solomon's concubines and wives. They were not actually his concubines or his wives. They were actually priestesses. So women who held divine spiritual office, recognized the divine, the feminine, the goddess. The goddess chased out of the temple by bearded fools, let the beard grow, and claiming that the blood of life, holy monthly blood of life, what's painful for my sisters. She truly was a woman in past life. Have a little clit this time. It grows a bit bigger, but not tiny hands, tiny feet, tiny clitic. Just intersex. Androgynous. Yours truly. So in the temple, or actually priestesses of the goddess, I was a servant that was attending to their needs. I had to cook for them, I had to wash them, to bathe them, to massage them, to bring them flowers, because they had mourning. They also serve food to others. They had morning rites when the sun rises, midday sun, night and evening, late night, to do their rituals, their chant, their music, their dances, their rituals that the priestesses did in the temple. They officiated, so I was attending as a servant to the priestesses in the past life in the Temple of Solomon. They held office. Women held spiritual offices. Of course, that ended some time in Western civilization, or we went underground for a few hundred years, of course. The women were chased out of the temples. They called them whores, and we called them what, whores, and what else? What are the names? Whores, witches, and sorceries. Rise priestess. Irrational fears, hatreds, driving many of us has been since afraid to admit, afraid to admit some things. Some things we lust, aches our heart, fears the hatreds we have, It's got a 3 times bigger COCK than mine. But you don't have to limit yourself, even if it's 3 times the size, even if yours tiny, or whatever. Trickle it 1,000,000,000,000 times, God is stars, infinite space, infinite stars above. Can use our imagination a little bit. Health, hygiene, working out, training. Body is a temple for purpose and pleasure. For purpose and for pleasure. Purpose to help, to work out, to learn, to help somebody. Give somebody a rub, bring somebody's meal, cook for somebody. Do it. Volunteering, whatever it is. Do community work. For purpose. To do things in the world, because action is required. Right? And part of spirituality is just to be in the moment, to feel and be in the body and appreciate the body, not to repulse it. Yes, my sisters, that monthly blood, I know it pains, you get upset, but it's holy. It's the blood of life. Don't dare tell me somebody that's unholy and she's impure, the woman. Oh, come, I'm gonna start growling at you with that. How dare you? How fucking dare you? Telling a woman that in her period, when that blood of life, monthly blood of life, it's painful and irritated and stuff, but in the spiritual sense, that blood, that monthly blood, is holy, pure, holy and divine and sacred. Bearded fools, yeah, impure woman for 7 days in that period. A man is not pure enough, priest or whatever, so even have impure blood to come near, because the woman in that period, when she has a period, is so holy and sacred and divine. The blood, monthly blood. And the recognition of the divine feminine, body simply in the mystic dances, the goddess that dances with her brother the sun to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes that are harvested by our brothers and sisters, farmers, who the leaders of the free world, Dragon Zero, Captain of the Dragon, are in orders to kiss and wash their hands. Because I fucking realized, born in 1984, late 1984, how fucking useless I could be sometimes, right? Say it with me. COVID. I never farmed. I know a little bit how to farm this and that, sunflowers, and I did a little bit of farming in the city. Not at all. Not before COVID. A few times I joined a community garden, City Hawkeye in Montreal. I did some gardening, so I have some experience. Planted, did the canals, did the irrigation, did the planting, the cutting the weeds and what have you. So I have some experience. Grew tomatoes, potatoes, grew a little bit. So not without. But just COVID, I said, in this life, I was a farmer in many past lives, raised cattle, but tried to discover many memories of past lives. But in this life, I realized I don't want to farm. How fucking useless I could be. I'm gonna feed myself. What am I gonna feed? So this is also a spiritual, spiritual, philosophical stance. That we humanity, me, you, all of us, we are dependent or integrated. We are dependent on a power, force, entity. What do you call God? What do you call goddess? Outside of ourselves, to survive, to live, to have this life, and to do, to learn, and etc., all the things that we do. And that's the goddess. You can call it Mother Nature, planet Earth, Gaia. who dances with her brother the sun, who now rises and now sets constantly. The sun is always rising somewhere in the world and always setting. Cycle of life. It makes and produces fruits, vegetables, legumes, and the black coffee bean that I'm drinking. Although it comes from it's a red berry, and inside is the coffee bean, which is dark black, or it comes from the black fertile earth, from the green, like the golden hot sunlight, and the water, of course, and all the mystery, the seeds and how it grows. Well, that seed gonna argue with itself. What am I gonna grow? A seed is thrown from above, and above is the goddess of infinite stars, infinite space above. This mystery of mysteries. I don't know. Do you know? I know nothing. I know nothing. It's hard to admit some things. Meditation. If nature, the mystery of nature is not divine, holy, sacred, the temple, the greatest artist, Mother Nature, dances with her brother the sun. The sun, whatever names, because we don't know internally the name of the sun, I don't know. It's far away, better not get too close. But one thing I do know, no prophet has dethroned the sun. If somebody says they're mere fucking liars, neither dethrone Mother Nature. Another guy of multiple names. Even yours truly, and h.a.dragan will rest in. So will all the other prophets. Be they who they may, many, many, many. Since thousands of years, many, many prophets, all that existed, prophets, prophetesses, it says in the Torah, which is the official, that's the official name of the, interesting, isn't it? The Hebrew Bible, and the Hebrew language is called Torah. Perhaps some truth were right in our staring at us, our face from all ages ago. The pyramids are still there. Those temples and tombs. Sure, those the one in the city of the pyramids there. They're still there. I don't know at all. I have a million trillion questions. Inviting Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, in this modest room off some temple underground in Arcade, Montreal, to have a cup of coffee. Which, now that I got special today, although my rent is paid for August. My rent is paid for August, yay. I'm in debt, 10,000. Money for food I got maybe not to pay my phone bill, but they're gonna send me in one notice, you're late, two notice, three, two, you're late, third notice, well, if you don't pay by September 11th, we're gonna close your so probably maybe by September I'm gonna be able to pay it in full. 156, 156, about 156. Maybe be able to pay it by September, my bill. Probably sending me a notice next week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, already end of August. Yes. I got $37.75. Should be okay for food. Besides, my sister, one I love and call sister, was the only family I've had for many, many years. She's also a teacher to me. Anonymous, a friend, and my one and only financial sponsor at the moment. So, fourth dimension to that trinity: your friend, teacher, sister, one and only financial sponsor. Besides, the RBC Bank, that Royal Bank of Canada, with that lion who holds a sword and a globe in it. I owe $10,000 to them. Besides that, I owe nobody nothing. I owe nobody nothing, that's just how I like to live. I'm a wild beast, sometimes I go east, sometimes I go west, go north and south, anywhere, with stress, oh, I got scar up in the best, got some tatted, gonna sing it flip and flop, no one expecting that, they ain't expecting that, yeah I got flaws, yeah I got lust, yeah I love to smoke a blunt, yeah I like to get dirty, but I don't stay filthy, I get royal back and lofty, get clean, I massages up in this bitches if I be a pimp, androgynous rainbow, they ain't gonna like me, industry is gonna point their finger, androgynous, pansexual, see what, I'm a thriller killer, if you push me that for real, and I do away with my fingers, impale you like a motherfucker up the street. Rock, rap, born in 84 late, high, 12 piece. We put on masks, don't we? When we know somebody's watching. Put on different facades, different masks. Our true selves. How can we achieve balance, harmony, equilibrium between the public and the private? Because right now in private, although I share a lot of my private, me as an independent artist, athlete, activist, I founded the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, founder of Phoenix People's Party. Listen, I step in public, also become public citizen dragon. Become public citizen dragon, surname. Motto of the dragon army is, nobody is born a dragon, you become one through blood, sweat and tears. I've got a surname dragon, D-R-A-G-A-N. Pronounced like Reagan, although of course I'm not right wing, not left, universal revolutionary centrist for the 21st century be. Food, housing and transport security, encourage people to work out, train, volunteer, do community work and socially reward them more, integration with all technologies. Corporation, social media, Facebook, Instagram, telecommunications, satellites, Elon Musk. Invite them. In this room of Sun Temple is modest, but cup of coffee. Gotta get vaccinated, go too vaxxed. Whatever. Somebody was saying something tonight on my volunteering. I did a few hours, more than 3 hours volunteering, serving food. Actually got this. Serving cake. We're serving some hot dogs. We're serving some let me taste it. Sodas or water. Not past milk. Even this cake, the ingredients were made, most of them were made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with the word of the sun, and harvested by my brothers and sisters, farmers, somewhere in Canada or USA or across the world. I love sweets. On my fitness journey, I cut it down. I lost more than 72 pounds. Yeah, get back to it later. It's decaf, so I can drink. It's past 11. Just gonna wrap it up quickly in 5 more minutes. Spiritual teachings. I'm gonna give a little bit of my spiritual surrounding food, LGBTQ, and the Trinity of Self. The premise, of course, goes from the mystic, spiritual, philosophical phrase. Oh, I didn't finish. The motto of the Dragon Army. Nobody is born a dragon, not even myself. The surname, the h.a.dragan, pronounced dragon. Took blood, sweat, and tears, and thousands of push-ups, thousands of hawks, thousands of squats, thousands of marching steps in steel-toe boots, or riding in this room off the temple barefoot. Turn that A into a no. Still got a few general war integrated all body training systems to go until I reached that 300 session. First session was October 17, 2019. I think last Friday, 2 days ago I did. I think it was 210th. Gotta double check. Could have been 209th. Even 208th. I think it was 210th though. So 90 more to go. Yeah, pretty sure 210th. Gotta double check, but pretty sure. Actually I can check. So I can go on YouTube and I can go on my channel, h.a.dragan. 210th. So I was right. Workout with Dragon. 1 view. Coffee with Dragon. I declare universal centrist revolution. 1 view. Workout with Dragon. 209th. 1 view. Workout with Dragon doing my 208th. 2 views. Oh, 7 views. Yes. In a minute. Dancing Goddess Empire Priestess Hannah got it. No views. Coffee with Dragon. A special Sino-Western relations. No views. Joined January 12, 2018 with my real name, Adrian h.a.dragan. Died on going h.a.dragan. Description. The most original, hardcore, and creative, unedited. It's true, you don't see most of my videos. Sometimes I put pause when I have to go to the washroom or something, get something up. But besides that, it's pretty much, you see, cause you would see like some videos you watch, right, and you see that click, they put pause or they stop it and they edit it. But mine are not. It's real raw, revolutionary. Most original, hardcore, and creative, unedited YouTube channel. You will find fitness, yep. Full workout sessions, yep. Discussion over coffee, yep. Art, yep. Love, yeah. Rap, a little bit. Dance, a lot. Spirituality, some. Philosophy, of course. Finance, yeah. LGBT culture, yeah. So, issues and lifestyle, politics, and love, and more love, and super love, real. So we have a trinity of self. Again, nobody is born a dragon. You become one. squats 100 for each, maximum 13 reps per set, minimum 3. Marching, jogging, walking fast pace, minimum 31 seconds. In between, no pause, no stopwatch. You start 93-minute countdown. You march, you jog, you run. You start doing push-ups, squats, hogs until you get to 100. Maximum 13 reps per set, minimum 3 or anywhere in between. You're like me. That's about it. In LGBTQ, my fellow Rainbow Nation, there's deep spiritual love there. It's just that, since like the rainbow, the colors of intensity, they're complementary, but they're different, diverse. Colors of the rainbow, the LGBTQ flag official, and this creates tension with the other flags, right? The other, because we're a minority, LGBTQ people, whatever percentage, like we're a minority. But it actually comes from decades of liberation and spiritual, hard spirituality, love, comes from love, high places. Although here it manifests in the tension, has to do with liberating the forces, and it creates tension, creates unease, creates repression, it creates a lot of different things. But in essence, even the pride parade to some outsiders, it seems, oh, what are these guys doing, semi-naked dancing? But it actually comes from a spiritual high place. Very intense spiritual love in the LGBTQ community, but because it's so diverse and so intense, just like it manifested with the rainbow flag, with a flag, spiritual, a rainbow, the spiritual with nature, the connection, so the liberating of the forces of love, to love, and even if it's physical, right? You love to suck cock, so go suck it good, and hygiene. Be love, man. Be love. And it's actually very spiritual, and it manifests, for example, in the Pride Parade. Right? You see dancing, loving, different costumes, very colorful. And for somebody who, for non-LGBTQ people, it seems like, to them it can seem very strange that it has no connection to spirituality and it's all physicality, and they call us names that we're XYZ, or they call degenerate, what the word is, degenerate, hedonistic. But what it truly is in essence, us LGBTQ people community, is trying to liberate, and the liberation of these intense spiritual forces of love, which of course manifest in physicality, because we have to make it here, spiritualize here, right? There's a blessing over eating. Goddess who dances with the brother the sun to make this coffee bean, black coffee bean I'm about to eat, right? Or you're about to engage in homosexual sex. See, thank God is mystery who allows me to body, to give pleasure to my partner, to whatever, perform oral sex, or whatever. Well, that's my spirit job. Adrian, h.a.dragan, dancing goddess, dances with the brother the sun. It's holy, sacred, can be pleasure. So because it's the intensity of it, coming from very high spiritual forces, it creates tension with the other world, right? And within ourselves too. And our deal is taken over decades and decades LGBTQ liberation, and there's also psychological, and it's in the power of the rainbow. Like, what's a rainbow? Our rainbow flag. You don't see any other country on earth that has so many colors. Some countries' flags, I believe, some have 4 colors, or 3 or 4. United States 3 colors, Canada 2 colors, Israel 2 colors, Germany has 3 colors, right? But the LGBTQ nation across nations, we have. Where's my flag? It's there, my rainbow flag. I'm not gonna take it now because everything's gonna fall down. But anyways, I hope it could be a little bit there. See my rainbow. See, that's the rainbow. See there. So these many colors LGBTQ nation flag is the most colorful flag on earth, is the rainbow. Other countries have, there are other flags that are beautiful, colorful, but not with so many colors, right? And that diversity shows the intensity, the spiritual intensity. And to finish, we have three parts of self with two extremes. We have the low, the medium, and the high. I say I'm in the middle, sometimes with a foot in the low and sometimes with a foot in the high. I don't think I've reached the highest. And the low would be the very selfish, very self that can cause harm to others to reach his own goods. A balanced individual as well. People should attain to be balanced, harmonized, medium, intermediate, right? Not the lower, and then the lowest of the low, and then the highest of the high. And high would be somebody who completely transcends his ego and is all about the greater good. Although it can be high and a step in the intermediate. He said, well, I did all that, but I wanted this massage or whatever for this watch, which is $5,000 or whatever, and he can't afford it, whatever it can be, something else, food, whatever. So I have three aspects of self, with two extremes, lowest of the low and highest of the high, but mainly spiritually, psychologically, spiritually and psychologically, we have three. And we should aim, of course, to be more in the middle and reach a foot high, but Adrian, h.a.dragan.